Yeah, you are welcome back to the Sosa blog, the African blogging station. This is an Pan-African station which stands for Africa. No matter where you live in Africa, no matter where you originated from in Africa, and no matter where you reside, if you are from Africa, this is your station. And let's go. Today, I'm just going to be diving into it, to the issue that is currently uh, moving our people, especially in the West Africa region of Africa, not just West Africa, in South Africa, in North Africa, and in East Africa. We can see how everything is cooking. Everything is cooking, not just for the betterment of Africa, also for the division of Africa. You see, Africa never really understand the meaning of divided and conquer. Divided and conquer is dividing people, giving them uh, enough meat to eat. When they are eating enough meat and they have something to deliberate on, then the enemy will be coming from back and you will be having a backstabbing. This is what is going on right now. And I cannot really understand we Africa because Africa is really, really, really difficult to understand as a people and that to govern as well. You see, the issue between in Sudan is spreading, and we are having already human catastrophes there, and nobody is talking about that any longer. Nobody is talking about Sudan. Nobody is talking about Ethiopia. Nobody is talking about Somalia, and now we all are talking about Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. Nobody is talking about Sudan. Nobody is talking about Somalia. Nobody is talking about Ethiopia. Nobody is talking about people that are dying in Eritrea. Nobody is talking about people who are starving right now in the border between Libya and Tunisia. This is also our people. You see, everywhere in Africa is conflict. In South Africa, we have conflict. You see, Africa need unity. And this unity could only be arrived on if we come together. If we come together to really, really discuss issue, to really sit down on the table, to be talking on issue that really matters to Africa. How can we bring understanding to each other? How can we understand each other? Because if we cannot understand each other and doing all sorts of propagandas in TikTok or in Instagram or Twitter or whatsoever, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to really understand where we are going to. You see, the issue in Niger. In Niger, we have this issue right now, and we can see the propaganda that's really going on the net, on the social media, how people are trying to blackmail Nigeria, that Nigeria is will be responsible for the invasion of Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso. I can assure you Nigeria is only playing the leading role, and I'm appealing to ECOWAS and all leaders of African Union, Organization Africa Unity, to please come on board, to come on board so that we can be discussing issue that is really, really matters to Africa. Because we understand we understand that Africa is now being divided and conquered. For this not to happen finally, we need we need our brothers and sisters who will be coming on board to be discussing this issue because this is very, very important to Africa. Important to Africa in a way that Africa needs himself. Africa needs himself. Africa needs his people. Africa needs peace. You know, in any continent without peace, uh, peace and stability, the economic will not grow. The social life will continue to go down. That is why it's very, very important for us to have peace in Africa today. And in the case of Niger, everything is cooking. It's cooking. My appeal to Nigeria, to Ghana, to all these West African leaders today, to please not to forget action, what this action they are going to be taking is going to have a catastrophic result on the whole of West Africa. Humanic, sorry for that, a human catastrophe that is cooking already in Niger, that we have been having in Niger, is going to get worse. It's not just only in Niger, also in the northern part of Nigeria, where we also have some ethnics who are from Niger, who have families and others with Niger. We can already see the lineup of trucks in Nigerian border to Niger, from other borders too that are close to Niger. You see, my appeal to all these leaders today that they should never forget that we are fighting against our brothers, that we are trying to fight against our brothers and sisters. And there's a parable in Africa which says, an African doesn't shed the blood of an African. That was the parable we used to hear from our forefathers. But today, and since the slave trade and since the colonization of Africa, that has been just a word. Formerly, it was a taboo. You see, this was a taboo formerly, but now we have it as reality. You see, in the issue of Sudan, South Sudan, Central African Republic, and so many, many African countries that are being affected today, we need ourselves. We need to be coming on table to be discussing issues that are really, really relevant to Africa. And we should stop listening to any foreign countries that is coming out to Africa to instigate against their brothers and sisters. You see, the mistake Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso made was to go into cooperation with the Wagner Group from Russia. And the Russia himself, because this was the biggest mistake these people ever made. The people may not understand why I'm saying this, because when you give power to a private army to be controlling your country, to be controlling the security of your country, you can as well just give him your life. That is, you just give him everything in that country to capture. That's the biggest mistake. And none of these countries have ever realized that they are making a big mistake. Because why I'm saying this, I saw this in so many areas. We all know that the war between Ukraine and Russia has been going on for 1 year and 7 months now, or 1 year and 8 months. We have seen how many lives that has been lost in that war. Not just only that, we have seen the war in Syria, the civil war in Syria, how many lives that was lost through the Wagner Group. And we have seen this also in Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, then in Grozny, in Chechnya, we saw this. And we have seen so many atrocities these people have committed against the black people. We have to say this. We shouldn't forget these people are not our friend. You see, when Russia was in Cuba, when they were helping Fidel Castro to be fighting against America, we know what really happened. We know what happened. Ernesto, we know what happened exactly. But today you can see the population of Cuba. The most poor people in Cuba is the black population there. They never help any black people to come to power or to regain their social belonging. In any country, they say they are helping Africa. If you go to Venezuela today, you will see that also. If you go to so many other South Africa countries, you will see that how Russian help our black people. You will see how they diminish our black people. So let's now come to Niger. Again, my appeal to ECOWAS that they shouldn't forget that the Niger people, they are likewise the brothers of Nigerians. It's just 4 words or 3 words that make the difference. Niger, Nigeria. So don't forget that, because there's a reason why this country was named Niger, and there's a reason why our country was named Nigeria. Because of the relationship that we are having from our ancestors, that is why both countries were also named in the same form. And today, people doesn't remember that. They don't think this is just a name. It's not just a name. There's a big relationship between us. And why I'm sending this appeal, we have seen this in the northern part of Nigeria, in the Borno state, in another area, in all these areas, Maduguri and all this area. We have seen this in the past 10 years, what has been going on in those areas. How the Boko Haram cross-border and the others from Niger, from Chad, from all these countries, how they have been interfering in the affairs of Nigeria, supported by foreign forces. Now, if we go there again to cause another war in those areas, these people are going to be suffering the more, because we have so many IDP in those areas that cannot even go back home again. What I'm appealing for is just to give peace a chance, to go to the negotiating table again, to negotiate for all this, to negotiate for peace. Because negotiating for peace should never end. But if you started war today, negotiating for peace is very, very difficult, because we can see the issue between Ukraine and Russia, because everyone would like to have the upper hand. And this is not going to happen soonest. And we are going to be having a bloodbath in our families and all that. We are looking where our people are being killed, where the Niger people are being killed, where the other people are being killed. We should also understand that Nigeria is the leader of ECOWAS, and Nigeria has the authority to execute what the ECOWAS arrive on. And Nigeria has to go along with ECOWAS. And at the same time, Nigeria is playing a leading role in all this. And I want to appeal to the Nigerian government to rethink his position. To rethink his position, because there are so many ways we can deal with this without going to war with any other country, without using military force. Because I think people in Nigeria are experienced enough to use a diplomatic source to flush out this military junta. Because people really never understand. Because I'm going to be talking about this issue the next broadcast I'm going to be doing. The meaning of chasing the Westerners out of Africa. The meaning and what it will mean for the future of Africa. You see, and today my appeal still go to the President of Nigeria, His Excellency Ahmed Tinubu, to please and please, please return to the negotiating table, because this is the only option. You see, we have been seeing Nigeria with its own security problem. And once this started in Niger, we will be having more problem with our security. And if care is not taken, this will take a toll on Nigeria for Nigeria to be divided. And this is why it's very, very important that we, as an African, we should always come to the negotiating table to talk. Because our forefathers, they were doing this. Our ancestors, they were doing this. They come to table, they talk, and everybody go home, and they make a decision on what is going on. Yeah, war was fought, but not in this capacity that we are having right now. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to come back soon. My appeals again, please ECOWAS, go to the negotiating table. Please ECOWAS, reconsider the human catastrophe that is going to cause, and reconsider the relationship between Nigeria and Niger, so that there should be peace between Nigerians and all other West Africa countries. And please, all the hate mongers who are online saying all things about Nigeria. Nigeria is a very, very peaceful country. Nigerians are lovely people. They love their brothers and sisters. Likewise, all over Africa. Nigerians are pioneers. Anywhere you go today in the Western world, you find Nigeria. Nigeria spearhead and help their people, others from West Africa, to stand in any country they come into, whether it's Europe, North America, or anywhere. Nigerians are always there. They are good-hearted people, and they do everything to make sure all other African countries prosper. So thank you very much, and have a great day. Bye bye. Africa unite, Africa unite, Africa unite, 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 unite. Africa unite. Yeah, I'm sorry. Technically.